Hey, how you doing? DecepySwag here, and we got something interesting to talk about. All right, so if you don't know, SNK the other night uploaded this was a 20-second video titled "Is Half Power Too Much Power?" And initially, when I saw this video, I was like, I thought it was something Fist of the North Star related because of the geography, the desert, and everything. I'm like, okay, cool, Fist of the North Star. But then I looked at the characters here, and I was like, that's not anyone that I recognize because I've been watching Fist of North Star Amazon show. And then I saw this frame, which I understand is a crazy frame. You know, don't try to accuse me, you know. But I recognized this chick, and it dawned on me that this is the main villain from the Fatal Fury motion picture movie anime for Fatal Fury. And I couldn't believe what I was watching because now a flurry of questions from all types of folks in the community, SNK community, and the wider HGC as a whole is like, okay, obviously this is Masami Obadi's handiwork, right? Obviously he did the original movies, they're doing this. But now the question is this just a tease for Valcorn, however you say his name, coming to Fatal Fury as a guest character, or not even a guest character, but like, I guess you could say a guest character to be playable in the coming season 3. We already had Rick as his animated teaser as well, but part of me is now thinking, okay, maybe this is more than just a playable character. Maybe this could be something where they could be doing a reimagining of the movie. Now, again, there's nothing to say definitively that is the case. This is all just my own speculation, because if you look at the description, normally it would say, you know, just the title or whatever, but it has right here 1994 Nihon at Systems Inc. Shikoku, how do you say it, Ltd, SNK Corporation, but then it has Fuji Television Network Incorporated. Now, I don't know if that's the case of it being just because it's, again, them referencing the movie or whatever have you with the rights, but part of me feels like this goes beyond just a character being playable in Fatal Fury Civil War Season 3, which, again, that would be fire. It would be cool if they made both of them playable, both Valcorn and Shorty in the Red, because I recognized her from the clip. I'll probably throw it up on the screen or something, but the clip of the movie where she's attacking Mai and then Andy pulls up, he's aura farming on top of the building and all that stuff, like it's just so weird, because I don't think, to my knowledge, maybe Tekken might have done this, but I can't think of a fighting game where they had an animated movie or something and then they put those characters from the movie, like a non-canon movie, into the mainline game. This is something you would see more so with like anime games, like especially, you know, you think of Bleach, you think of Naruto, One Piece, but especially Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball games are known for doing this. A lot of the most popular characters in the roster tend to be the movie characters. You have characters like Cooler, you have characters like Broly, all of these characters. My personal favorite, Turtle, is like, Dragon Ball is known in their games for putting the non-canon characters into their games, right? Then a lot of people probably was seeing this on Twitter, and I saw a lot of, you know, tweets and whatnot about like, oh, they're making the movie canon. Does this canonize the movie? Not necessarily. I wouldn't say this canonized the events. I watched this movie maybe once or twice, but this was like a long time ago. I was bored on YouTube. But TLDR, from what I remember, this dude has some technology that makes him godlike, and then, you know, it goes to his head, and then Terry and them got to fight him, so on and so forth. I forget the, you know, smaller details or whatever, but point is, it's a non-canon event. It's a non-canon movie that's like its own separate timeline thing, kind of like Tria Might, kind of like Lord Slug, all that stuff with Dragon Ball movies. It's its own, you know, Fusion Reborn, like those type of movies where it's like, it's the side thing where like it could kind of fit, but then like you don't have to try to fit it in the timeline. It's just its own thing, right? But I have seen people question like, does this canonize the events of the movie? I don't think so. I think what this is it was a possibility of 3 things, and I'll tell you why. Possibility A, he's coming to the game. Either him and her. Jesus Christ, that shot. Either both of them or one of them, but most likely him coming to the game of Fatal Fury Season 3, right? Playable character, which would be insane. That would be insane in itself to have a character from a movie, an animated movie from Fatal Fury, let alone any fighting game, but from Fatal Fury to show up in the mainline game, right? That's option A. Option B, he's not playable. this isn't necessarily a tease for Fatal Fury City of Wolves, and it's more so a tease for Obadi working on, I guess, essentially a reimagining, a remake, whatever you want to call it, of the Fatal Fury motion picture movie, right? That's what this could be as well. Again, nothing definitively to say to that, but I do remember about a year or so ago when they was having all these interviews leading up to the release of Fatal Fury, Masami Obadi did do an interview. I can't remember the exact quote, but he was asked about the potentiality of doing, you know, a Fatal Fury movie down the line, or like new animations and stuff like that, and he was open to the idea and kind of wanted to do, you know, more Fatal Fury stuff. So this obviously lends it to it. Now, this isn't out of the ordinary. Seeing this, you know, animated clips or things like this, we've seen it with Rick Stroud recently, we've seen it with Krauser, we've seen plenty and plenty clips of Geese, we've seen these anime shorts, Mr. Karate, like all of these 8-minute clips or little episodes or whatever you want to call them, these animations that he's done for Fatal Fury. And each time one comes out, I've always had this thing in my head. It's like, I feel like this is them like prepping us for a movie or maybe an anime or a movie or some type of OVA special, whatever you want to call it. I always felt like that was them kind of just treading the waters, kind of just teasing, just slowly but surely getting us to there. You know what I mean? And seeing this, especially this of all things, because this is the wildest thing. This, in my opinion, this is even weirder than Kenshiro coming to the game, because on his face, yes, Kenshiro has nothing to do with Fatal Fury, obviously, and he's a guest character from Fist of the North Star, right? But it's not too bizarre in the way of like, it doesn't make sense. It's a guest character. Same with like Street Fighter having Tifa or Tekken 8 having Yujiro Hanma, right? They're guest characters, right? They're like, it's the shock factor. It's like, oh, cool, whatever. What makes this weird, as I said before, this is a OVA motion picture movie character, whatever, movie character, non-canon, being put into a mainline game. I don't think SNK has done this before. I don't think they've ever referenced their movies like characters by putting them in the games. To my knowledge, again, some of y'all watching, I know my demographic, I looked at my stats. A lot of y'all are older than me. So a lot of y'all been around the block longer than me, and you know more SNK lore than I do. So again, comment down below. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there was references or things shown in older KOF games, maybe even in Maximum Impact that I don't know about. But generally, to my knowledge, they've never really done something like this. So this is very interesting to not only reference it, but just do a dedicated animation. So this can't be anything simple as, hey, we just wanted to do something cool. No, this is very telling and deliberate. And the third option that I'm thinking it could be is that it's both option A and B. I feel like potentially it's a mix. It's gonna be, not only is he playable, then there's also a movie in the works, or an OVA, whatever, you know, term you want to use, some type of animated special in the works, and it could be a retelling of this story. Now, hopefully his armor, if he is playable in the game, I hope his armor don't look like how it does in the motion picture. I really didn't like how his final form looked. To be honest, I wasn't a fan. His normal form, to me, looked perfect. He looked cool already, like just with the gold and stuff. Really cool. I really like this, right? Gives me heavy like Bojack Zangia vibes between them two also, right? But this was cool enough in itself. And I can't, again, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, but I feel like his armor is maybe like redesigned a little bit or something. Comment down below, or maybe it's just the aesthetic. It's kind of updated to modern times a little bit. It's still the same art style, but like more crisp and stuff. I could be misremembering, but the effects look nice. All this looks very dope. But again, this is extremely weird. This is weird even for SNK. Because what do you mean we're referencing the movies? Now we're referencing the movies. And again, remember, they have that studio, the movie studio, or whatever it's called. I forget what it's called off the top of my head. But they have a studio dedicated, you know, to them making Art of Fighting stuff, Fatal Fury stuff, other SNK IPs as far as like media for movies and TV shows or whatever they have planned. Now, whether or not this is connected to that, I'm not sure. Because again, we don't have much information to go off of. But if I'm looking at just This description alone is very telling that this is more than just a Fatal Fury thing. Either that or they were just required to put this, the Fuji Television Network and all of these other companies associated with them or with the movie because of whatever rights holding and things of that nature, the nitty-gritty legality details, right? But it do warrant the idea of like, well, maybe this is more than him just being playable, or both of them, or however this will work. Maybe it warrants more than just being a new character or a guest in season 3, right? It could warrant the idea that, hey, this could be them teasing at the idea or teasing at them releasing a new Fatal Fury movie that's a reanimated or updated or whatever term you want to use. I'll just call it a remake of the motion picture, which would be fire. If that's the case, I would be more than happy with that, because that's again something that I've been arguing with many folks over the years, especially the past 2 years, that what SNK needs to do is to broaden their scope as far as their reach in different mediums. They fighting games is cool, they got their games and stuff, but you need to reach back into manga like you did back in the 90s and what you did with King of Fighters 14 and the what's his name, Shingo had his own manga, the Gaiden that they did for him. Do more of that stuff, do more animes, do more OVAs, things like that. I'm praying that this is what that is. Now again, if he's a playable character, cool, hey look, I'm with it. But I do think this would be an amazing opportunity for them to really like get their fingers into the zeitgeist of anime and stuff by bringing Fatal Fury back into the fold of anime and just reaching out and just connecting with a new audience that even the fighting game may not have been able to do, because you can appeal to more people through anime. And Masami Abadi is a legend in the anime industry, so you get him to work on something for you, let alone a movie, it will go crazy. Because just this short clip alone is insane. But again, all of this is speculation. That those are my 3 potential paths we could take. Option A, guest character. Option B, a movie. Option C, both. All the above. I hope she's involved, because filming looks, she's looking good. I forget her name, but yeah, this character is cool. He's really cool in his design. Again, I don't like that final armor, the final battle with him, Terry, at the end. And it looks kind of it looked kind of gross. It was like a little, it was the 90s. They were taking liberties with some armor, the body armor stuff. It's like it's a little too anatomically, because he had the pecs and everything was like hyper details. Like I wouldn't rather they do that anymore. Do something different. But yeah, this is really cool, and it begs the question, what could this be? But speaking of questions, that makes me reach the part of this video where I ask you all my favorite question, and that's, what are your thoughts? What do you think SNK is teasing about this clip? Again, this clip is only 19 seconds long, but within these 19 seconds, there's a lot that you could try to divulge from this, and that the community has been discussing amongst themselves, and even people outside the SNK community, like, hey, like, what does this mean? What does SNK do? Because as always, we know how SNK is, the kings of vague posting, right? I was already up late at night working on stuff, get a notification on my phone, and it's this. But again, let me know what your thoughts. Do you think this could be an anime? Do you think this could just mean a guest character? Do you think it's both? Do you agree with my idea that this could be both? And let me know, what do you think of Rick Stroud's teaser for season 3? Because let's be honest, that was their way of confirming season 3. Like, they confirmed it, but without confirming. It was like a soft confirm. But I'm guessing we'll hear some about, but at the time of this video, actually Evo is this month, so we may hear something from Evo regarding this, regarding Rick, regarding season 3, or whatever SNK has planned. Because right now, like, we have Kenshiro on the horizon because he released this month, but even before he's out, we've already gotten a Rick Stroud teaser, we've gotten a Laucorn teaser, which, by the way, his name is goofy, but they've already teased 2 other characters. We haven't even gotten to the last character for season 2, so this is insane. But I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna work on some other stuff. Stay tuned on the channel for some things coming soon. But as always, if you enjoyed the video and would like to see more, please like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel a lot. We hit 3,000 subs. I appreciate y'all. And let's try to get this video to like 50 likes. Always appreciate it. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all be easy, be safe. Till next time, DecepySwag. Later.